Hey BookTube, this is Kelly. Thank you so much for watching Books I'm Not Reading. I'm really struggling. I can tell I'm out of practice because this is like my fifth take of this video and it's really not a terribly complicated video, but I haven't made any for a while. I will explain why, although certainly I think there's a reason for lots of people to not be making videos at the moment. I wanted to tell you what I'm reading. I'm currently reading two books, and they're both related to my Curious Adventure TBR. Curious Adventure is a kind of 2020 challenge to read 12 nonfiction books. And again, it's hosted by a curious reader, and she had just such fantastic prompts that I had to go with it. I can't remember the prompt for this one. I'll try to put it in the information down below, but this is Broken, a Love Story by Lisa Jones, and this takes place on the Wind River Indian Reservation, which is one county removed from where I live, just one county to the west of where I live, and I kind of have a thing for horse books. So maybe someday we'll talk about that more. But the other book I'm reading is part of a fiction-nonfiction pairing. So I'm reading July by Tim O'Brien. Tim O'Brien is a fantastic author, and one of my goals this year is to read all the books that we own, that I own by him. So I've already read In the Lake of the Woods this year, and I'm reading July along with Tim O'Brien's nonfiction memoir, If I Died in a Combat Zone. July is a little bit different. I don't know how the Vietnam War will play into it, so that'll be interesting. But it's a 30th reunion of a college class, the class of 1969. So I'm excited to get started on this. I was going to wait till July to read this, but I am super excited about Jane Austen July, and I have lots of plans for that. So trying to read this one in June. Truthfully, these two books may be the only books I get to in the rest of June. There has just been so much going on in the world, in my personal life, in my family life. Yeah, and it's just been overwhelming, and I have felt drained personally and professionally and physically. I have felt drained emotionally and spiritually, and so, yeah, I never want to make a video and have anybody watching it feel that I'm being insincere. Which brings me to why I haven't made a video for a little while. I would like to say that I am not a vain person, but I took a little tumble the day after Memorial Day. I don't know how well you can see my chin there. It wasn't a seizure, so that's a great thing. It's a great thing, but I was a little lightheaded. I don't think I had been consuming as many calories as I should have been, and I definitely was not drinking enough water. But I will tell you, at least where I live, if you faint, you have to go to the emergency room so they can try to figure out why you fainted. My God. So, anyway, so I cut my chin open. They put 4 stitches on it, and then did a whole bunch of really unnecessary, expensive tests that will just plow through my health insurance deductible for the year, I am sure. I guess the person that I feel the worst for in the situation was Jason, who had to witness all of that. And yeah. So So that's why I haven't made a video, is because I really didn't want you guys to see the bandage. I really didn't want you to see there's a lot more bruising underneath. I definitely did not want you to see the 4 stitches. They were just hideous. The doctor did a really good job of stitching me up, but the stitches themselves were just horrible. So I am fine though, and I am not sharing this information with you because I want, or I need your sympathy. I know how much my BookTube family cares about me, and so really the person to feel the worst for is Jason, who had to watch it all and drive me around. And one of the worst things that happened was nobody would do anything about the bleeding part itself. So there's blood on my hospital gown. There's like, they put like a plastic sheet underneath me. I'm like, can't you give me something to just try to capture the bleeding? No one seemed to be able to do that. And then of course, you know, the place you want to be the most in a pandemic is the emergency room. God. And everyone was wearing masks. The coronavirus patients were not in that part of the emergency room. But the mask, again, like, it would just get all bloody and gross, and then I'd have to ask for another one, and it was so silly. So there are many people in this world who are suffering and struggling and who are dealing with things much, much more challenging than I am. Remember to be kind to yourself, be kind to others. Thank you so much for your patience, BookTube, and I hope that you are all well and safe. I'll talk to you soon. Bye.